You won't be able to make it to the end of this video, but the 1% who do, you'll be happy you listened. Here's how I destroyed my lust addiction of 18 years. Lust destroyed my life for a while, and it's destroying so many young men. And the problem with lust is so good in the moment. It's candy to the eyes, but then you give in, and you feel regretful because it's poison to the soul. So as a young man, you have to escape your lust, because your lust will destroy your life. And the thing with lust is if you give in to lust now, it's not magically going to disappear the older you get. Lust is still there and it gets worse and worse and worse. So you have to destroy it at a young age. And I have 3 ways to destroy lust. And if you can accomplish these 3 things, you will never struggle with lust again. The first one I did is I broke the habit. When you are giving into lust for, months or even years, it becomes a habit and it retrains your brain using a process called neuroplasticity. So what you're going to find is you're stuck in this habit cycle. You get an urge. Maybe you're scrolling on social media, then you get the thought. Or maybe it's a certain time. It's at 8 p.m. every night. Or it's a certain place. It's in your bedroom or bathroom, right? So you have to identify what is giving you the urge. Or it's a certain emotion. Maybe you're stressed, right? You're anxious. You're sad. Identify this cycle. Once you identify the cycle, you can cut out some of these triggers. However, you're still going to have triggers. And what happens is when you get a trigger, then you get a routine. Maybe you have this internal fight. You try to, one side of you have like the devil and angel. One person saying, oh, don't give in. The other side saying, give in. Then you always kind of find some sort of excuse and you give in. Then you have the reward. The reward is you goon, you get a hit of dopamine, you feel good. You have to firstly identify the cycle. Use things like a habit tracker. You can get your journal, right? And just write down every time you get an urge, what were you feeling? Where was it? What were you doing before that? Every single detail. Or you can use a habit tracker, the Rewired app. I always recommend it because it actually is a great app and it works well. You can use the habit tracker inside there. It's in my bio. It's in like the caption of this video or the app store. Just search up Rewired. You can use that. Then you have to break the cycle. One thing that'll help you so much is if every time you get the urge, if you do this breathing technique, you close one nostril, breathe in, switch, breathe out, breathe in, switch, breathe out. And you just repeat that over and over and over for like 5 minutes. What that does is it calms your nervous system and it resets your brain. So your brain, when you get an urge, you get this like huge hit of adrenaline. You're like, oh, the urge. But when you can do that, it distracts your brain, it calms your nervous system, and the urge will go away. So you can use that. It works best when you use light therapy with it. So you can use it. The Rewired app has light therapy too. I don't know if there's any other ways to do it, but you use it uses your phone's flashlight, does certain light frequencies to calm your nervous system too. So when you do both those together, your brain just completely resets and the urge goes away. So you have to break that cycle. Use those 2 methods to break the habit cycle. Then once you break the habit cycle, the next thing I did that helped me so much was I found God. People are going to comment on this video. They're going to be like, oh, I stopped watching because you mentioned God. No, it's the truth, man. You have to find God. Finding God is so crucial to defeating lust. I remember the first time I defeated lust for like a whole year. I went without lust at all. And I felt so amazing. I felt so joyful, okay? But the reason I was able to go that full year is because I remember I'm a Catholic, right? So it was Ash Wednesday. And I said, from this day on, I'm never giving to lust again. And after struggling with lust for years, daily, for some reason that day, I knew in my mind I wasn't going to do it again because I said I value God above lust. So I went a whole year without giving in, and I felt genuinely amazing. That was like my freshman year of high school, right? I felt so amazing. So find God. How do you find God? Well, finding God is interesting. The best way to find God, I think, that helped me a lot was aligning my life to God. When I lived each day for God, aligning your life to God just helps so much. So align your life to God. Be a man of God. And then work on growing with God. Read the word. Go outside. Meditate. One thing that helped me so much was being calm. When you're scrolling on social media all day and your mind is constantly overstimulated and getting filled with this dopamine, it's hard to feel God. But when you go out in nature and you sit there and you breathe and you look at the birds and the flowers, you start to feel God more. So start living a more calm life, cut out distractions and clear the noise in your head, align your life to God, and I promise you will find God. The third thing that helped so much was I found my purpose. As a man, you have to find your purpose, because if you don't find your purpose, you drift through life. And when you're drifting through life, it's so much easier just to give in to lust, hookup culture, degeneracy, because it feels good, right? You have nothing you're aiming towards. You're not aiming towards greatness, so you might as well give in to the mediocrity of the world, give in to lust. But I found my purpose. The first time I was able to quit lust, freshman year, my purpose was going to the gym. In the gym, I was so obsessed with it to where my mind was constantly thinking about it. It gave me this fire inside to the point where I didn't have to, give in to lust. The second time was recording these videos. When I started posting on TikTok, I realized I can't just pretend to be the man. I have to be that man. And that responsibility, that purpose, it made it so it was easy to say no to urges, no to temptation, no to lust. So you have to find your purpose. When you're going to know you found your purpose, when you see this candle, it gives you that fire inside. You wake up at that fire inside and you go to bed tired because the whole day you were working towards this purpose. Once you have that, that's how you know you found your purpose. And the way to find your purpose is experience things, try new things, start posting on social media, start trying new hobbies. Right now, I'm training for an Ironman because I don't want to get complacent. I want another purpose, something that gives me more fire inside. So start just doing things. Start going on adventures, You have one life, so live it like it's this huge, adventure, right? Your life's a movie, because it can be if you live it that way. So find your purpose, experience things. And once you do those 3 things, I promise, you will never struggle with lust again. That is the cheat code. So if you made it to the end of this video, congratulations. It means a lot. Download the Rewired app. Take action.